Mental health. Mental health is one of those things that, as you talk to people and try to move forward in your life, everyone's talking about mental health. It's funny to me because it's one of those things that everybody has a really hard time explaining. Also, one of the things that people have a really hard time showing you how that's going to help you in your life. And first off, that's what I want to talk about is what is mental health? Mental health is, maybe a better way to explain it is, when you think of your body's health, you think of the activities that you have to do every day to become physically healthy. If you want to become financially healthy, then you go to work, you work hard, you show up on time, you do the things you're supposed to do in your work life so that you have a healthy financial paycheck. If you want your body to be taken care of, you want your body to be healthy, then you're going to go to the gym, you're going to eat good food, you're going to exercise, you're going to do what it takes to take care of your body so that you can be physically healthy. So it has to be the same way with mental health. First, what is mental health? What does that look like? What is the end goal? And here are a couple things that I think mental health is specifically to give us an idea of what mental health actually is. Number one, what percentage of the time are you afraid? Right? If you are afraid a high percentage of the time, you're not mentally healthy. So what is mental health? It's being maybe faithful, having courage, having faith that things are going to go your way without worry, stress, those types of deal. That might be part of mental health. What else would it mean to be mentally healthy? That you feel energized, you feel excited about what you're doing in life. That would be mentally healthy. Or another question that you might ask yourself, one asking, what percentage of the time are you afraid? What percentage of the time do you feel mad? Right? What percentage of the time do you feel mad? If you're feeling mad a high percentage of the time, that's not mentally healthy. Another question you might ask yourself is, what percentage of the time are you frustrated? And really, guys, we could go through a long list, but what percentage of the time do you feel negative? What percentage of the time do you feel upset, frustrated, mad, angry, irritated, whatever these feelings might be? What percentage of the time do you feel that? The first time I was ever asked this question was when I was younger. I was about 14 years old. And I was asked at that time, what percentage of the time was I upset, frustrated, with negative feelings? The answer at that time was about 90% of my day. 90% of my day, I felt frustrated, irritated, mad, whatever kind of negative, stupid. I felt, people making fun of me, whatever. And maybe that's a little more normal as a young man at 14 years old. But still, it's a question we have to ask ourselves today. What percentage of the time are we feeling a negative feeling? One of the things I find is for people to be really successful, they have to move past this. They can't really blame their past circumstances, the things just like I could have when I was younger. I could have blamed, at the time, when I was younger, my parents were divorced. We lived in a home that was mostly like at that time just studs. There's so many things to blame in my life at that time, but instead at that time, I chose not to, and I chose to move forward. And this is one of the first steps that it takes to be really, really, really successful. And I want to ask you guys, think to yourselves, what percent of the time are you frustrated? And what are the specific things that we can do to start becoming mentally healthy? One, we've got to become aware. We've got to become aware of what is making us upset in the moment that it makes us upset. When we're upset, are we going to take the time to just rattle off and be angry and frustrated? Or are we going to take the time to really think about what's going on in our lives? That's one of the things that we really focus on in our classes, is how to really stop and acknowledge these things that are happening to us so that we can gain more mental health. One thing that's really left out in a lot of programs and a lot of where people are teaching how to be more mentally healthy is a lot of times they leave out the benefits of mental health. They kind of give this, what does mental health look like? What are you trying to, they leave this part out. And I want to tell you, mental health is one of the first things that helped me transform my life from being poor, mad, upset, angry, bad relationships. One of the first things that helps me move forward is becoming more mentally healthy. What's the value of being mentally healthy? You're going to have better relationships. Right off the bat, just becoming more mentally healthy is directly related to the relationships that you have. The more mentally healthy you are, the more fulfilling your relationships are going to be. It relates directly to our job. Whatever job, if we're mentally healthy, we're going to take a little bit more chances. We're going to take more chances. We're going to take more risks. We're going to do the things that we want to do. We're going to feel more comfortable doing things even though someone might make fun of us or tell us we can't do it, or they don't believe in us, or social media makes whatever, right? Whatever that is, the more mentally healthy you are, the more you're going to be able to move forward and do the things that you want to do. It's going to help you land better jobs. I'll just tell you, as an employer, the very first thing I look for in somebody is mental health. Can I critique someone and have them still move forward with me? Can I give them constructive criticism and have them, because there's really two people. There's people who get super mad that they got constructively criticized and they're done, they don't move forward, they're mad, they're upset. And there are those that I give criticism to, and the next day they show up to work ready to get stuff done. So that right there can be a huge distinguisher between where your career path goes. Because if you're mentally healthy, when somebody tells you you're not doing something right, you're going to lose it. You're not going to be able to move forward. You're going to hold grudges. You're going to be upset. Whereas if you're mentally healthy, you're going to take that with a grain of salt. Know you made a mistake and move forward. I make mistakes. I've been working, and I own the business, and I make mistakes all the time. Mistakes are normal. Mental health will help you have a better financial career. It's going to help you with fear. If you're mentally healthy, fear is not going to run your life. There's three things I really talk about a lot in some of our programs. I talk about fear, stress, and worry. These are the main three, and peer pressure. The main four motivators that everybody, their whole life is predicated upon these four things: fear, worry, stress, and peer pressure. When you're mentally healthy, you're going to be able to eliminate that. You're not going to be worried about stress. Guys, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm not afraid. I haven't been afraid for a long time. When I feel afraid, I make sure not to do what that fear wants me to do. I still, just like anybody, deal with stress and worry, but it's at a very minimal level. Because I'm mentally healthy, I'm able to go past those. And the people that we work with who are mentally healthy are able to move past it and not be afraid. Lifestyle. When you're no longer worried about your mental health and you're mentally healthy, lifestyle becomes greater. You're actually willing to take more chances, willing to do more of the things that you love. I have a good friend of mine who, when we were young, he told me, "Oh, I like this band. You like this band?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like that band because I'm afraid. I didn't like that band. I didn't even know who the band was." But I remember that it stuck out to me because he was so willing to tell me who he liked without any worry about what I thought. And that increased his lifestyle. And that became something that I really wanted to be like. I wanted to live his lifestyle. I wanted to become myself. And that's the last thing that you're going to get when you get mentally healthy. You're going to get back yourself. Right now, if you don't feel like you have yourself, if you don't feel like you're living your life the way you want to live it, if you feel like you're suppressed or oppressed or upset, you're going to find yourself in that once you become mentally healthy. I can't think of a better thing, more than money or happiness or health or whatever, but to recommune and re-know who you are as a person is one of the best parts about becoming mentally healthy. So that's something that we do in a lot of our classes, and that's what it takes to be really successful and get what you want.